wing in the foyer.
Okay. All right.
You have
So
to.
tell you good night.
All right.
Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell you good night. Cause I'll find a better one. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. It's not a problem.
That was a lot of fun.
Cause I know what
I
I'm
don't have the
getting
dog one
into.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had like
Nothing can stop me.
there we go.
Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize.
All right, we're starting.
Lead the way, I follow. No need.
What's up, everyone? This is Rob, and I like to party.
Hey, this is Rob, and I like to party.
Hey, I'm Rob. I'm the girl, and I like to party too. What's up, guys? Welcome
No,
to the
you
waiting
can't
table.
party.
No, you can't
Only
party.
one of us can party. I can
Only
party.
Rob
You
party.
can't party. Only Rob parties.
Sweet.
How are you guys today? We're doing something different tonight, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
something different.
I feel very overstimulated in a fun way, though.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
digging
fun.
it.
Thank you guys for joining us on another episode of the Waiting Table Podcast, where we have roundtable discussions about the hottest topics in weight loss, with, of course, the coolest people from the bariatric community, which is us today. I'm Rob. We got Shea, and we got Murph as well. I almost forgot you, Murph. Sorry. And of course, we got you guys. So grab a chair, wind down from your busy day, and take a seat at the table. Murph, I'm going to jump to you because I forgot you. So
Thanks.
How you doing today, man?
Hey, I'm doing really good. Feeling great. Feeling so much better. Excited to be here. Right now, over on Instagram, I'm on fire. You've got puppy ears and dog nose, and Shay's got really giant eyes and a mouth, large mouth. So that's fun.
That's what's so distracting. I'm like, I don't know where to
I
look.
wish we could bring that over here. But thanks for joining us here on YouTube and Facebook Live. This is where all the magic usually happens. But this is fun over here too. So, Rob's just look at yourself on StreamYard here, Rob.
Oh my god. Did not pay attention to that one. Okay, so anyone who's on StreamYard right now, we're also on Instagram Live. We're bringing it back to the old school ways, where we played with technology and we failed. And we have filters going on right now, and we're making faces because I'm looking at Instagram in the filter and totally forgot that that's happening on StreamYard. So my apologies. Holy crap.
I love it.
We just said we were going to be very professional, so I don't know if that went out the window.
Very serious all the time.
Why start now? I don't,
That's right.
But
Well, what do you think,
typically
guys?
we typically have a guest on with us, but it's been a while since we've done anything with just the three of us. And since Shea has joined us, I think we've only done this, 2 or 3 times, just the three of us.
Yeah.
So
I
we're a
think
little
so.
overdue.
We've had so many cool guests. Like when I've been when we've been booking people, it's like just all the guests have been amazing.
Guys, we look really drunk or high right now because I keep playing with the filters on Instagram, and then I look up and I'm like this.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We gotta stop. Oh damn. I wish StreamYard could see this. I apologize. I'm only gonna.
You guys
look
will
at
have to
StreamYard
go to.
today.
All right.
You'll have to go to Instagram to see what we've been laughing about.
Yeah.
We'll share it after.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, today we are just hanging out with us. I know sleeve wife is horrible, eh? We're just hanging out with us, getting to know each other again. We've had a lot of really, really good guests over the past couple months now. It's been sort of fast and furious with everyone. Oh damn, don't do it. See? I can't.
Especially with
can't.
March Madness. March Madness was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
2
It's been
shows
really
a day.
crazy.
What is going on? We've got Angelina Jolie
On-
over on Instagram.
On Instagram, I have had
Yeah.
some work done. Yes.
Oh, damn.
I
Never a dull
this
moment.
is so confusing for StreamYard folks, but more of a reason to go follow us on Instagram so you can see
Yeah.
what the heck we're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't even know where we are. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about a whole bunch of things. I look like Jesus. Damn right.
Jason, what's up, man?
Yeah, we're gonna be celebrating NSVs. We're celebrating the NSVs of our community on Instagram as well, and we'll obviously share it with everyone here on StreamYard. We're gonna catch up with us three. I would love to hear about, some of the highlights over the past 3-4 months now. I guess since we started this year, because I know that there's been quite a few. Yeah, and sort of just take a more relaxed show tonight versus some of the other ones, which. Yeah, apparently the other ones are like
extremely relaxed.
extremely relaxed because we have
Extremely
filters. Murph is under the sea. Yeah, so exactly.
Have some fun stuff. I like it.
Yeah. So let's start. Actually, let's start with that. Shea and Murph.
Mhm.
But we've had some great guests over the past couple months. What has been your highlight out of all the shows that we've done? And hey, how are you? What has been your highlight or your highlight show? Or if it's just a moment, even better. And I will also, oh my God, my microphone attacked me. And anyone else here, anyone else who's on the Instagram Live or on StreamYard or on YouTube, share with us.
Yeah, I think my favorite, I've been thinking a lot, or like where my mind has gone back a lot to, was Dr. Morgan's episode. Like that was just such a good one. I think it was just very validating for me as a patient to hear a physician say that, obesity is a disease, right? Like that was one of the big takeaways that I got from that. And that I guess I felt a lot of encouragement that I think in the past, I used to feel a lot more angry and resentful towards the healthcare system. And yes, they could definitely do a better job. But I guess I came away from that feeling more empowered and thinking what can I do to change that or make things different? I don't have to rely on the healthcare system or expect other people to change. I can contribute to the change. And so that was just a really cool conversation that I really enjoyed.
Yeah. How about you, Murph?
Yeah, looking back, God, we've already done so much in the short span that we've been, the three of us this year. So many highlights. You guys were super supportive, when we had the shooting here in Lansing, and that was an episode that really touched my heart. Just the support, the love, and you guys made, I don't know, you made me and my family feel super loved, just really just over the top. It was really awesome just to see the love and support. And then, that you guys wanted to dedicate the episode to Michigan State University and the students and staff there. But shortly after that, we met with my buddy Phil, and I don't want to play favorites, but man, he said some things that I'd have to say I've gone back and watched that episode at least 7-8 times and just pick out these nuggets here and there, and they just get me through the day. I just a super smart guy who's been through some stuff, and he just gets it. He's just with it, and he's really cool. He's got nice hair, and he's just a really cool guy. Yeah. And so
he just has a nice voice to listen to. Also, I really enjoyed that episode too.
Yeah.
And he walks with his shirt off and stuff, right? Come on now. That's NSV for us. Just walk around LA with your shirt off. Yeah, why not?
Heyo.
Record myself just walking around. I think we should do that and dedicate it to Phil one day. That was also the Creed episode, which is always fun. I really actually enjoyed listening to Creed very loud in my car and singing around, because I've been listening to Creed quite often now, and it was all because of Phil. Thank you, Phil. We love you.
What about you, Rob? What's been one that's been your favorite that you've been reflecting on?
So Phil definitely has been. So you guys mentioned two of mine. So Phil was a big one for me. I really, really enjoyed Phil's. His story is so. It transcends, and I think that's a big thing. And I think a lot of the experiences that we go through as bariatric patients or obese people, I think all of our challenges transcend as well, right? And I think that was what really I picked up on, because a lot of times we go through the different things on our journey, and we think we're alone. We think that we're the only ones going through this, and then I think through this community, you realize, wow, there's a lot of people who are going through very similar things. And when you hear someone who is not obese, not going through those same challenges that we have health-wise or physically, and he has some of those same thoughts and feelings and challenges, it's, it makes, obviously I don't cheer for him to have the same challenges that we have, but it makes me feel more part of something bigger, that we're all sharing in this and we can all help each other get through it. So that was one thing. Dr. Morgan was also really, really good. Speaking with surgeons and doctors all the time for work, it was really fun to talk to someone from this point of view and talk about the importance of getting healthy and the importance of what we've been doing. But for me, I got to shout out Dr. Shivers, man. It's I talk to him quite a lot. I love the fact that there's a lot of people, as a result of our episode, that were able to get some clarity on what they want to do with skin removal surgery. That was a very, very active show. We had so many questions come in. And he's jumped on a whole bunch of things since with us, whether it be happy hours or just random lives. And great person, great guy, great surgeon, and always fun to have him here. So yeah, for sure, that was one of mine.
Hey Rob and Murph, not to cut you guys off, I don't know did we go live on StreamYard? Because it doesn't look like we're live.
Yep.
We did?
Yeah.
I'm getting the option to go live on my screen.
No, we're live. It says live, sure? 13:53, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and okay. I can end.
All right, just making sure. Sorry.
Professionalism, guys. Professionalism.
I'm like, on my screen, it looks like we're not live. So as long as it looks like that on your end, we'll go with it.
It looks like we're live to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Maybe you should. Maybe you're blinded by the brightness of your Instagram filter.
I know. Maybe I need more people, more of me to put our heads together and think more.
Tech support. We definitely need tech support.
Yes, if you are tech support and you would like to support the waiting table as our tech support and all that fun stuff and editing and all that amazing stuff, reach out. We will always welcome you and your help.
So actually, all joking aside, I've been thinking about offering an opportunity, and I'll throw it out to whoever's listening. And I think Rob and Murph, I haven't talked with you guys about this, but I think you guys would be on board with this too. If anybody has wanted to learn how to edit videos, edit podcasts, teach me how to keep earbuds in my ears, and are looking for an opportunity to learn that, I would love to take on some people to teach how to do that, so you could learn how to do it for yourself, but then also help us with editing content. And so I'm not an expert when it comes to editing, but I know how to get the basics done. So all joking aside, if you're interested, because you've thought about starting a YouTube channel or a podcast and you want to learn how to edit, DM me and let me know, because I would love to teach you while also selfishly getting some content edited. So let me know if anybody's interested.
I like it. I like it.
That would have been something helpful for me when I was starting. Like, I would have enjoyed having somebody walk me through how to do kind of like the basics when it comes to editing. And so throwing it out there if anybody's interested.
Yeah. Ricky shared that his energy is so much better. Keeping up with his nieces and nephew is the best feeling in the world. And he also did a 5K in 39 minutes. Ricky, awesome. That is
Ricky's
amazing.
a lady, just as an FYI.
Yeah, Ricky's...
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Sorry. So you don't have Rob reading the comments.
Our show just got canceled.
Right? Congratulations, Ricky.
That's awesome, Ricky.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. Who else has some NSVs that they're sharing?
Yeah. Just shout out your non-scale victories. I didn't know what an NSV was for like the first 6 months that I was on Instagram. I kept hearing people talking about NSV. So I always put it in little brackets, non-scale victories, because some people don't know, it's the lingo of the bariatric community. So non-scale victories or NSVs, if you got one, let us know.
That I was thinking about that the other day with like acronyms like that. VSG, I didn't know what that was. Yeah. So that stands for vertical sleeve gastrectomy, right? Which is like the gastric sleeve. RNY is referencing, gastric bypass. So all these like little terms, I think about that often because like when I was first getting integrated into the community, I don't know what any of that was.
Can we be honest for a second? I think there's one is it RLD? Is that it or no?
RLD.
There's one that I still don't know what it is. And I see it.
Oh, what is it?
I don't know. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I thought it was.
I learned of one this week called SADIE, which is a duodenal switch, but it's like it's a specific kind. So I've seen that more, and I'm like, oh, SADIE, I know what that is now. RLD, sort of.
Oh, it's gonna. I'll figure it out before the end of the show, and maybe we can. Yeah.
I do not know what those are at all.
Yeah.
Bob said that. No, my ears were not designed for these headphones. They fall. Look, it's already falling out. I feel like I'm just a hot dumpster fire, but it's all good.
Yeah, Bob was sharing his NSV. His NSV was finding this community, which is awesome. And we talk about this often. This community has done so much for a lot of us in regards to this whole bariatric community, and I am super proud of like the little waiting table community that we have as well, because I think we've brought a lot of people together. I love the interactions between people. I know when Mary's on,
so many people together. It's been awesome.
So many of those.
It's been so nice.
Shan Max says SADIE is hybrid of sleeve and duodenal switch.
There it is.
Thank you very much for sharing.
That's not the one I was thinking of, though. God, what was that? LRD? Am I saying?
Oh, yeah. I made that.
Is that it?
No, I made that up.
On it. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah. Shannon also said...
There's one out there that I don't know what it means, and I just go like, yeah, oh, you had that thing. Or
I heard that hurts.
I don't know what it was. LRD, I don't know. Oh, Shay's back with the big eyes and lips and teeth.
I know. I feel like this is just my natural habitat, this one.
Yeah.
No, it's a good one.
And Shan Mac also said that I did a flying dress photo shoot in St. Martin that was totally out of my comfort zone. That is awesome. That is.
I saw those, and the photos are beautiful. I loved the color of your dress, and I saw some of those, and I thought they were beautiful.
Yeah, I think those photo shoots are just amazing. I think they're a great way to celebrate everything that you've done. My wife's been asking me to do, I was going to say bothering me too, but no, she's been asking me to do like a family photo shoot, because all the pictures in her house are sort of, they're like, it's the old Rob, it's big Rob. I'm just like,
yeah.
Well,
I'll come out to Canada. I'll do family photos for you.
Let's do it.
Elise
For
took
sure,
me
I'm
downtown
down.
and did some photos a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah,
that was
awesome.
nice. It's strange. Like, I barely recognize myself, but it's a little bit of a confidence booster.
Yeah.
You don't until you see yourself at different angles, and it's one thing to look at yourself in the mirror. It's another thing to have a professionally done photo in this context of a beach, or for me it was just a spray painted wall, but that's all we have
same
here in
thing,
Lansing.
really.
But it's cool to look at that, and she's scrolling through them and showing me, and I'm just like, who's that guy? It's just kind of neat.
Oh, for sure. It would be. It's amazing to see, for sure.
Right.
Hey Murph, was the acronym LSV?
LSV.
Yes.
Someone said that.
Maybe that was it. I think it started with an L. LSV.
You started with RSD.
I thought it was like LRD. And that's like,
Yeah.
Lord is what I was thinking. Like, I don't know, man. There's just a couple of them that I've seen. What is LSV? What is LSV? Anybody?
Sleeved Wife
let's
also
look.
does not know what that is, but Shay is going to look up while I share.
Low speed
Liposuction
vehicles.
victory?
Oh, liposuction. Wait, really?
No.
That would make sense.
You guys are reaching.
I said liposuction. LRD is liver reduction diet. It was LRD.
Oh.
So that's a pre-op
LRD.
diet.
So that's liver.
That's the pre-op
reduction
diet.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
The more you know.
Justin went on a 2-mile run on a whim last week without stopping. Was super shocked. I wouldn't be shocked, Justin. You're a tank, man.
Love it.
Specimen. He's a specimen,
Dude.
guys. If you haven't checked out Justin, just_getting_started on. Oh, that's a lot of __fit. Justin is a specimen. Take a look at him. You
Dude's
won't
a beast.
You won't be.
We love Justin.
He's a unit.
You're a unit. Whoa.
A unit.
That's a good one.
That's like,
Amy, my mom.
like
sorry.
Strong, like a linebacker,
Absolute unit. It's a Reddit thread. Go check it out if you haven't. That's like one of my favorite Reddit threads. Has anybody seen the absolute unit? Ones? Yeah.
Back in my day, that meant something else. Amy, NSV not having to Photoshop
there too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Right beside Justin's unit was D swing. Amy, NSV not having to Photoshop every photo I take to make me look thinner or remove my double chin. That is also very helpful, and it's good when we don't do that. Ricky, everyone ever do Bulgarian split squats? They hurt so bad. Yes, I do them often, and I absolutely love them. I will tricep them with squats and either another form of maybe lunges to really like torch quads and glutes. It's how you get them thighs. And
that's right.
Continue doing them because you too would get them thighs. It looks like Murph and I are at a sleepover right now. In the dark on Instagram. The filter.
And I feel like I'm the storyteller on Instagram. Like you guys are like under the covers and I'm like the one telling the story.
I feel like you're the monster that we're trying to hide from because you have like this you're just teeth and eyes. But
I think so.
I still keep going back to the fire. I like the fire one.
Yeah. I love how Shan Mack, she's a physician. We've actually been talking about getting her on the show, and she's coming in with all the acronyms. So right? LSG, longitudinal sleeve gastrectomy. Haven't heard that one. And then, this for the longest. Okay, I'm so glad Brittany brought this up. She said, I don't know a lot of acronyms, but for the longest time, I didn't know what SMH was. You guys use that one all the time. I literally had to ask Dylan what that meant the first time I think it was Rob. Yeah. Right? That's like an old school acronym.
Wow.
Like I didn't
that's
know
an
what
old
that
guy
was.
Thing. Pretty much. That's what you're saying. That's an old guy thing. It's like, hey,
like
you
BRB
old folks. Yeah. It's like that's. I think they use it on MySpace a lot. Is that why you?
TTY.
That makes a lot of sense. What? Okay,
Yeah.
wait. I actually genuine question. Did you guys did you guys have a MySpace? And two, what was like your MySpace vibe? Can you like walk me through it?
Murph had a MySpace.
Oh yeah, I definitely had a MySpace, and I'm pretty sure when you jump on there, the first thing you'd hear is some Creed playing.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Yeah, and lots of like videos of like different drummers and emo-esque bands, probably some like
Murph's hair was like this over his eyes.
Yeah, I had the hair over my eyes. Yeah, and so it was very the wallpaper was like very like I don't know how to. I mean, it looked like a haunted house sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My nails were probably
like
black, or
Yeah.
I was an inline skater with the big Janko jeans and the chain
Yes.
hanging down, and so that's when I was on MySpace, and I wish they'd bring it back. I thought it was actually pretty cool, but
yeah. I came in at like the tail end of MySpace, like right before it kind of like dissolved. I mean, MySpace still exists. Did you guys know this? Like you could actually still have one. I say we bring it back. Or I think you can, the last time I looked. But anyway, I came in kind of at the tail end of MySpace. And I remember like it was really popular to like have like a horizontal picture, but you have it vertical. Do you guys remember that? And so like that's all I remember is like it was like a horizontal picture of me probably going like something like that.
So remember
and
HTML
then but it was
coding to put music when people like enter your page, and then that was the best stuff. Man. You could always tell like
I
if you're
changed
crushing
like the
on a
song
girl
every week.
Yeah, I remember because it's like I'd put a slow jam if I was like really crushing on a girl, and like things were going well, so then they'd know. Loser. Oh man, the days, the 90s, guys, the 90s.
I love nostalgic stuff that makes me cringe. Like it makes me happy. Like we've all been losers. It's cool. It's fine. Just embrace it.
That's it. I enjoy it.
Some of us are still losers today, Rob, but other than that,
this guy. Justin says, "Oh, MySpace, the days of emo haircuts and lyrics on your profile, 100%." Sleeved wife, I don't even want to think about my MySpace. Cringe. I would like you to link your MySpace for us, and we would go definitely check it out. I had a straight up mullet because it was seen. Oh damn, you got a mullet. That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It was a vibe. I remember like my time. It was like the very chunky side bangs. Like, I rocked a good chunky side bang back in the day. That was fun.
Me too. That's awesome.
Murph had the same haircut.
We probably had the same haircut at one point.
Yeah.
And I remember like, oh man, I've been almost every color of like the natural rainbow with my hair. Like I was bleach blonde for a while. I dyed my hair. I was trying to go darker. And so at one time I tried to dye my bleach blonde hair to like brown, but it was the wrong color. So it literally turned green. That was a vibe. Oh man, looking back though. So yeah, it's funny. I like the more natural look these days.
Yeah. Ricky says the Blockbuster days, I miss it. Oh my God. Blockbuster was Friday nights. That was a big part of it. You would go with your group of friends. You would run in because you want to make sure you got that last box behind the front video. And our friend worked at Blockbuster. So I remember anytime we would go and run in and it wasn't there, automatically we're bugging you to check every single person who slides something down. You hear it down, you check it. Is it that movie? No? Okay, check the boxes now. And then you guys would argue for an hour over what movie we're going to rent. And it was like a staple of Fridays back in the day. I remember we just order pizza and hang out. There'd be like 20 of us in my house.
So I think the last Blockbuster, I think it's still open. I'd have to look again. I don't remember the last time I looked, but it's actually not here, but it's in Oregon in Bend, and you could actually rent it out to sleep there. Like it was like an Airbnb.
What?
I don't know if it's still a thing. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, it was the last Blockbuster or one of the last ones, and you could rent it out as an Airbnb. It looked really cool.
That's crazy.
That's
I do it. I don't know if my
gonna
wife
look
would
it
do
up.
it, but I would do it. Yeah, look it up. Let
It's
us
like
know.
it was nice. Like they had like a nice bed and stuff. And let me look.
Has anyone seen the Mario Brothers movie? It was absolutely adorable. It was actually really, really good. I'm not gonna lie, I did fall asleep during part of it, and I wish I didn't because I was just really tired. But it was actually really good, and it has a lot of really good throwbacks to the video game. So if you played video games when you're younger, it's sort of really good. And that it made me think of, you look at movies. Has anyone seen Free Guy? So
Oh, yeah.
I
I
thought that
love that
Free Guy wasn't going to
movie.
be
That
that
was
good, and then I
cute.
watch it, and as someone who played a lot of video games growing up, especially the advent of like online video games back in the day, like it was so funny to see different things that were happening in the background, not even like in the foreground of things
Yep.
going on. It's just like a guy walking into a wall and jumping up and down against the wall and stuff like that, or glitching out. And it was, for me, it was hilarious to see that. I was like, these are like the things that, my wife, my kids, they have no idea about. But me growing up in that time, it was sort of all about that. So
Yeah.
that anything, even I love Stranger Things, everything about
The
nostalgia
nostalgia.
that's huge for me. I love those
Okay,
movies.
are you ready for nostalgia? Sorry, those that are on Instagram, I don't think you'll be able to see this, but I'm going to share it on StreamYard. I've never shared on here. This will just be a fun little experiment.
Okay, experiment away.
Okay, are you ready?
Oh.
Isn't that cool? So yeah, so this is a
Look at that.
Blockbuster in
Wow.
Bend, and Bend is about like 2.5, 3 hours away from where I live in Oregon. But yeah, look, it's like a couch, like sofa bed.
Oh my
That is
gosh.
Total
cool.
90s setup, right?
That's awesome. Oh, look at that.
Isn't that fun?
That is.
So yeah, I don't know if it's you can
Does
request
it have
to book
it has a
these
kitchen?
days
It has a kitchen and everything?
let's look. I don't know. I think most Airbnbs do.
So it's a
Or at
full
least maybe
blown,
like a
yeah. It's a full blown
Yeah.
like house, like you can stay there. How much is
Yeah.
it to stay? Does it say?
Let's see. All these questions.
We'll book it, guys. We'll book it, and we'll
When
do.
are you picking me
episode.
up?
Oh,
When
see,
are we-
I don't
when are we
know.
going
It
to
might have
Blockbuster?
closed. It might have closed down. I don't know that they do it anymore. I think it
Aw,
might have just
man.
been for a period of time.
That's a genius idea, though.
I like it.
Right?
For us old guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you get laser tag going in there, and that's all you need. 90s
Yeah.
throwback. Some laser
I mean,
tag
they're
with a fog machine.
people that use SMH in their text messages, like
That's it.
prime
Exactly.
market right there. So yeah, I wasn't
100%.
lying.
I like it.
That's awesome.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
what? Look, we just have like good movies rolling in. Cable Guy, White Chicks. I get a hankering for White Chicks every like couple months. It's
Do you
like
really?
clockwork for me.
I hated Cable Guy. I absolutely hated it. I could not.
Which
get
one
into
was
it.
that one?
It
With
was Jim
and
Carrey.
Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. And they went to medieval
I don't know if I've seen-
times.
Oh yeah, I like that. You didn't like that one?
It was awful. That was awful.
I got to a point
Why?
with Jim Carrey where I was like, okay, too
It's
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? It's
Yeah.
funny though, because like I grew up on things like Wayne's World. I grew up on Mike
Right.
Myers
Wayne's
and Dana Carvey,
World.
and then now you watch it and you're just like, wow, this is really shit. Right? Like I remember laughing at a lot of this random stuff, and I was like, this is the funniest. And even my wife, we'll sometimes we'll talk, and then we'll reference like, oh, rib for her pleasure. Ew. Like Garth would say that,
Ew.
or I'm in Delaware, shit like that. And then you go watch the movie and you're like, wow,
I mean,
that's really
in
not funny.
Delaware.
You know what we reference a lot? I reference a lot the hi Wayne, hi. Sure, he bikes into the car. I'm rewatching Jumanji with The Rock and Kevin Hart. I love it. Okay, so Jumanji with Kevin Hart and The Rock was actually way better than I thought it would be. And it ended up being a really enjoyable movie. I actually like it. Don't kill me, anyone. I like it better than the Robin Williams one. I'm also a big fan.
I
of
feel like
Greenheart.
it's more entertaining, kind of like, which makes sense. It's like newer, right?
The original was just so ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like they should have waited. Yes. You know, the alligator scene inside of the house, so cheap. The monkeys were cheap. You know, it was just like, if they would have just waited another 10 years, that, you know, Robin Williams was the right guy to play it.
Yeah.
To play Alan Shepard. But yeah.
Going back to Mike Myers for a minute, Michael. I always forget who the serial killer is and who the actor is.
Mike Myers, yeah.
Mike, is it? But does one go by Michael and one goes by Mike?
They're both Michael Myers.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm talking about Austin Powers, Michael Myers. Yeah. But we watched for the first time. So I think it's So I Married an Axe Murderer. Yep. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that one, we had never seen it before, Dylan and I. And I feel like that one stands the test of time because we loved it. And it was the first time watching it. Like, this was just like a couple months ago. So we reference a lot. We go, what's his little like song he does? I'm on the spot, so I can't think of it right now. But he goes, woman, whoa, man. his little sing-songy like poem. But yeah, that's a good one. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend it.
Whenever the kids walk in front of me when I'm watching TV, I say, Heed, get down. Heed.
Yeah.
get down.
Heed.
How did we get on this topic? Oh no, someone asked about Mario Brothers, which Justin also says go see Super
bariatric
Mario
surgery
movie if you're having it. Bariatric surgery while watching.
And I'm sorry, we can't ignore. Wait, but we can't ignore Justin's call out to Zoolander. That's also a classic. Just have to throw that out there.
That's good.
Okay, go ahead, Rob.
Bug. And then the gas fight. Yeah. And then yes, exactly.
I can't do it.
Let's talk about going to the movies as a beriatric patient or post-op patient.
This is so fitting. Can I start with my story?
Sure.
Because we literally just went to the movies, and this is like applicable.
Go ahead, Shay. Yeah.
Oh, Blockbuster. Oh, we watched this. Oh, I went to a movie. Go ahead.
Ladies first. What would you like to talk
about?
I was shocked.
She's the girl. So, you have to.
I'm the one. I'm the girl. Everybody comes for the girl, guys. Okay. No, but I was shocked because movie theater popcorn has always been my favorite, and it was always like get tons of butter, like more butter than popcorn, right? So last week I went with my husband and stepfather-in-law, and we went and saw the Metallica debut. Did anybody else see that? It was really fun.
Purpose?
It was really good.
Snap. I saw Metallica live, so I can't make fun.
You were saying fighting words. You're glad Dylan's not here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was good. It was fun. But I was like, at first I was like, okay, I'm not going to get popcorn. Like, I'm going to just like wait. And if I still really want it, like midway through the movie, I'll go get it. So I did. I still wanted it. I ended up going and getting it, and I put butter on it and stuff. And like, I only had a few bites, and I'm like, this is gross. Like, I did not like it. And so instead, like in the past, I would have taken it home and probably snacked on it, even though I didn't really like it. But I was like, this is like bad. I didn't like it. And so I just threw it away. And I literally thought like, wow, this is different. This is interesting. So yeah.
Good for you.
All right, my story's over. What's your guys' cool story? I tried to make it
a good story, Shay.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't really care about my story anymore.
I remember right after I had surgery, because I'd lost 120 pounds pre-op, and we don't go to the movie theater a lot. I mean, when you have 15 kids, it gets expensive. It's like $500, just to go see, Tron 2. Like, I'm not going to do that, but I took Winnie and Jude out. The kids were like at school or something, or they were gone. And so just Winnie and Jude. What did I take them to see? Boss Baby. It was Boss Baby 2. Great movie. I love Boss Baby. Took them to see the movie, and I remember I still had the tape over my stitches, and I'd lost a few more pounds, and I remember thinking like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to sit in this seat. I have not been able to sit in a movie theater seat in 5 years. And I was not looking forward to that. And we got there, and I remember taking a picture. I've got it somewhere of me sitting with Jude and Winnie, at my side, and I'm sitting in the seat, and I was still, 340 something pounds maybe, or 330 pounds, but still, I was able to fit in that seat, and it was just like, wow,
That's awesome.
This is awesome. That was like I think that was my first real non-scale victory. You know what I mean? I posted about it. I made a big fuss about it. Like, man, I got to sit in a movie theater seat. It was really awesome. Yeah.
That's huge, man. That's amazing. Like all these little things, like they just mean so much. And I think a lot of people may not really catch on to how much it means to be able to sit in a movie theater seat, or, go-karts we've talked about. Like, I know that was a big one for me too. Getting in a plane, all those different things. But those are amazing experiences to sort of go through, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
my day at Elisa's doctor's appointment, I gravitated towards the double wide chair.
Yeah.
I went over there and sat in the big chair first, and and I only took up half of it, and it was just like, oh, this is silly, But that's where my head went, is the big chair.
We have to. Like, I know for me, we were going into my friend's backyard, and where we are, the houses are fairly close together. There's not huge areas in between. And so he has this sort of smaller door on this side. And I remember as we were walking towards it, I was like, oh shit, I'm going to need to suck in like pretty hard here to try to fit. So I went full out like sideways. And then I was like, full vacuum to try to get in, and I was just like, oh shoot, I probably could just walk forward and straight. And we're so used to things, right? Like, we just don't know. This is what we're used to for so long. Sleeved wife, do you sneak food in to stay healthy but still get to snack during the movie? So this is where I was leading to with my question before Shea kiboshed it. Is so how does sort of everyone manage movie theaters? Because I know for me, whenever we go to a movie, this is my opportunity to sort of enjoy. So, the kids like popcorn, so we'll get popcorn, and surprisingly, I can eat a lot of it. It is very much a slider food for me. And for me, whenever, and this goes back to me working in a movie theater in high school, is like whenever I would eat popcorn, I would also have to eat some sort of chocolate with it. So it's a double whammy.
Salty and sweet.
Salty and sweet, exactly. And so, but I allow myself to do that, and sometimes I don't feel the greatest afterwards. And I sort of there are definitely more times where I'll put it down and then I'll pick it up again later on during the movie. But yeah, I'll do that. I don't think I've ever snuck healthy food to stay sort of on track. If that was sort of the way that you were approaching it in terms of staying healthy because you don't want to eat bad foods at theaters or in any other instance, I would say 100% sneak food. Yeah, I sneak food to. I used to sneak food to parties, to all these different places. I'd bring bars, I'd bring shakes. You do what you need to do to stay motivated, or whatever fits into the grand scheme of what your goal is. And for me, my goal has always been to be able to eat anything at any of these parties, but just learn to do so in moderation. But early on, it was 100% all about, healthy snacks.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
You got to know your limits. If you feel like, eating, that, Choco Taco or whatever it is you can get at the movie theater. I don't think they have those anymore. They don't even have
Choco Taco.
I remember the bonbons. Remember the bonbons?
Bonbons, yeah. If that's gonna make you, stumble in any sort of way, then it's not worth the risk. You can still enjoy yourself at the movie theater. You don't need it. It's just we're accustomed to it. You go to the movie theater, you get the snacks, you get the popcorn, you get the drink. I find when I go to the movie theater, I get the Raisinets because those are still healthy, right? They're raisins, so right. I
think so. I think there's some logic behind that.
Totally. There's lots of vitamins.
It's like my cupcake. It's like my cupcake math. You can't go wrong with the Raisinets.
It's fruit flavored, so you're good. You know what? One thing I will do though is my drink will always be water at the movie theater. Because I think that's the easy thing to sort of go overboard, right? Like you have a pop or a soda for those in the States, and it's easy to drink a crap load of calories and sugar and it's a lot harder to, I find, eat it. So I think, if I allow myself to enjoy with everything, the one thing, and I think this is pretty consistent everywhere I go, the one thing I will always make as a rule is I'm drinking water with it. To offset a bit.
For me, it's more of just like I can be impulsive. And so I've just been trying to work on that in general. And so that's why, like with my little story with the popcorn, it's like, it wasn't like a no, totally off the table. It's like, let's see how I'm feeling like midway through. Yeah. And if I still want it, then I can go get it. And then I did. And then it was like, oh, it wasn't that great. So I'm not really going to eat it then. And so I think that's like helpful. And I've always been a fan of sneaking in snacks just because it's like expensive. So it's like, bring your own candy, bring your own stuff. And like, do you even have to sneak it in? Like, is it still not allowed? Or is it just a mindset thing? Like, really think about it. I don't think I saw at the movie theater, like, no outside food and drinks.
I'm pretty sure they won't let you bring like a whole buffet of stuff. They'll probably say stuff if it's not concealed. But yeah, I don't think anyone cares, and I guarantee the guy who makes minimum wage, who's scanning your tickets, doesn't care either.
I'm gonna test it out next time. I'm gonna see, like, I'm gonna be very overt about it and see if they say anything to me.
I've got my junior mints here and shake them. Yeah.
These are my own. I got these from the dollar store. Haha.
From the dollar store for $1.25. Yeah.
So you guys don't have Bulk Barn in the States, right?
Bulk Barn?
No.
Yeah.
We have
so apparently a lot of that's close, not the same, but Bulk Barn is a sort of a store where they have all these bins. And so you could buy spices, you could buy different ingredients in there, but you can also buy candy and you weigh it. And they have like all the different types of candy, and it's significantly cheaper than going to a different store. So yeah, usually if you go like long driving, if I'm going on a trip with friends, or if we're going to a movie theater type thing, or if we're going to something with the kids, like, okay, Bulk Barn, we're going to get a whole bunch of crap, weigh it, and all these different bags. So yeah, that's something that happens a lot in Canada for movie theaters. Bulk Barn. I bring my big purse to the movies. It's just a given. Yeah, hey, man, happens.
That's I'm trying to think of like, what are some other like for me, good movie theater snacks that I would sneak in. Like I really like I think it's the Skinny Pop.
We're just gonna go
I
pee.
love their. Oh, perfect. Glad it's happening. But like Skinny Pop popcorn, I really like the butter flavored one. So I would just do like some Ziploc bags of that if you wanted that kind of popcorn experience. I would do like some dark chocolate caramels are some of my favorite. And it's nice when you bring it, because then you can pre-package kind of what you're wanting to consume. And so it's kind of nice where it's not like a big bulky bag, unless you're going to Bulk Barn, then you might have that.
That's it.
If you want to pre-package stuff, that's kind of helpful.
I think at the end of the day, like I like your approach that you said, Shea, in regards to sort of going and testing the waters and seeing if you like it, because at the end of the day, when we're looking at this in the grand scheme of things, we're going to eventually have to learn what we can and can't do, what we like and what we don't like, because I think that's partially what got us in this position in the first place, right? Not understanding our boundaries and not understanding why we do things or why we don't do things. So and not learning how to control ourselves within those parameters. So I think whether this is the right time for you to go do that or not, I think at some point you need to really test yourself and test your ability to manage those things. And you'll be better for it in the long run.
Oh, 100%. One of the books that was really helpful for me before surgery, I listened to it, was Intuitive Eating. Have you read that one, Rob?
No, I heard about it though.
Yeah, it was really helpful for me. But one of the things that I learned from that, like listening to that book, was like, really, we're created to know like what our body needs when it needs it. And I know, and for me, for a long time, I felt this false perception that like, oh no, like I'm the one that got me in this place. Like I can't be trusted. I can't be trusted to eat popcorn because I'm just going to eat all of it, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, really, when you're operating from a place of like listening to your body and leaning into that and trusting yourself, at least with my experience, like it's worked out pretty well. So it's like with the popcorn situation, I wasn't worried. And I know that's not the case for everybody. This is just for my situation, but it's like my body was like, ew, this is gross. Like, why are you still eating this? And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. I don't have to eat it. So I stopped eating it, you know, and I know sometimes that takes time to practice, but I think the art of learning how to trust yourself is a very tough one to learn, but it's really helpful.
Yeah, for sure. And this sort of goes hand in hand with what Sleeved Wife had asked. You know, have you guys been able to eat your absolute favorite food and found it hard to have self-control? And I think, you know, with what you had mentioned, you know, you're going to try to trust yourself to make those decisions, and many times you're going to fail, right?
Yeah.
And that's okay, right? Because each time is sort of a learning experience and learning. You know, I was talking with someone and I was saying, it was yesterday at the event that we were having, because you know they were talking about all these different things, and I was talking about working out and how for me, I just have a pretty good understanding of why I succeed at things and why I fail things. So I set the parameters to make it so the odds are I'm going to succeed, right? Like I understand when it comes to working out, what causes me to be like, you know, I'm not going to work out. And oftentimes that works out. It's working out with people. So I have a riding group, I have a running group, I have a circuit group, I play pickleball, all social things, right? Because I know for me, it's easier for me to say no when it's just for myself versus when I'm at risk of letting other people down. And I think it's the same thing with eating. You need to learn all the little things that you can put into practice that'll help you stay on track. Because as much as I would like to say, yes, I am in full control of my decision making and I will always make the right decisions, I know I won't. But I also know that I'll make a mistake, I'll slip up, I'll probably eat way too much, and then the next day is a new day and I can make up for it and I can start new, right? And I think in the past it was very easy to really get down on yourself and really dwell on that when really it doesn't serve you at all to take that into the next day. You just get worse and worse, right? Hence gaining 60 pounds out of nowhere. So yeah, I think that's fine to have happen for sure.
Yeah.
And everybody's experience is different. We all have different things we're coming into it with, different life experiences, different places from where we're starting. And I think the biggest hurdle for me has just been that mindset of like, I just feel like how I was raised and like what I came to learn was like that making a mistake was like the worst possible thing you could ever do.
Yeah.
And so it's like that translated into so many different areas of my life, whether it was food or movement or career or school or whatever, that like making a mistake was like the absolute lowest I could get. And that's just not true. Like objectively, that's not true. Like we all make mistakes. We all do things that like, that's part of like learning and growing. And so it makes me feel sad for myself and for other people that I talk with when, you know, I've just been so hard on myself for making mistakes, when it's like, I just wish I had more people that could have been like, dude, yeah, of course you're making mistakes and that's okay. That's how we learn and we move forward. And it's not like the end of the world when you make a mistake. I don't know. So I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but it's definitely something I'm trying to unlearn and then relearn.
Yeah. I mean, when you're talking about giving yourself grace, you know, something that Elise and I had learned early in our marriage, well, not early, but I mean, like, maybe like 2 years later, you know, we would find ourselves in these big arguments and big discussions, you know, and we, you know, sat down one day and we kind of asked ourselves, like, what is different, you know, from when we first started dating or when we first got married. And it was this grace factor. We didn't give each other grace anymore. You should know better by now. You know what I mean? There was this like, there was just like no exceptions anymore. You know, like we've already talked about that, you know, and now you should just get it right, you know? And I feel like, you know, with a relationship with food or, you know, if you play a sport, you know, you shouldn't make the mistakes that you make. You know, that's a rookie move. You know what I mean? Things like that. You know, we don't give ourselves grace enough, and so that's something that, you know, I've been telling, you know, Bob, if he's still on here. You know, people that are new to the bariatric surgery or the community,
Mm-hmm.
you know, give
Mm-hmm.
yourself some grace, because you're going to make mistakes. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
know that you made the mistakes. You're going to try to beat yourself up over these things, but you need to, you're not going to move forward by beating yourself up. So
Mm-hmm.
you're left with, you know, you have to give yourself grace. You have to be
Yeah.
willing to allow yourself to make these mistakes, learn from them, and try again tomorrow. Take it one day at a time,
Mm-hmm.
one meal at a time. You know, you screw up at
Mm-hmm.
breakfast, that doesn't mean you have to screw up at lunch, you know.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you do. It's okay if we make mistakes
You can take the whole
about the
day.
same thing a couple, you know,
Yeah.
several times. Like, I think that's
Yeah.
something too, where, you know, sometimes I've seen myself harshly of like, oh, come on, like kind of what you were saying, but almost I said it to myself, like, come on, like you should know better by now. Like, why did you make
Right.
that mistake again? And it's like, well, sometimes people need a few mistakes before it can connect. And then I might make that mistake again, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be upset if it doesn't make us happy, you know, if it's something that's doing the opposite of what we're trying to accomplish, you know, but how many times we're going to do it before we learn from the mistake, or
And that's
ourselves
where I
enough
would
grace.
kind of ask the question too of when does it start? And this is maybe just something to ask yourself. When does a mistake kind of cross over to more of that like self-punishment and self-sabotage? Because I think that sometimes is a fine line, but I've seen that happen in my life where it goes from making a mistake to now doing things that are setting myself up to fail because of fear, or because I feel like I'm not worthy of it, or I don't deserve it. And so that is something to pay attention to. And at least in my mind, for myself, I see a big difference between making a mistake and learning from it, and self-punishing or self-destructive or self-sabotaging behavior. Those are two very different things, at least as it pertains to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And that doesn't go away real quickly either, right? Like for me being 3 years in, I'm sure with Murph being 2 years in and Shea being a year in, like we still have all these traits within us. I don't think everything completely goes away, and it's something that we constantly have to deal with, and you know, I can always see these different things. Every guest we have and we talk to and talk about their challenges, regardless of how long you've been on it, it may still be there to some extent. And so it can come out, but it's just, again, learning how to deal with things. And I think that's what it comes down to in the big picture of everything, right? And it's interesting because now we talk about all these things and how we manage sort of the experience and the journey of, you know, post-op, right? But it ends up being a very good roadmap to everyday life, right? How we manage all the different things and all the different emotions and sort of the triggers for all these different emotions and actions, and just learning how to manage that. You know, how we deal with food is one way, but it's similar to how we deal with stress and how we deal with our kids and how we deal with, you know, work, everything, right? And so it's
it all ties together.
100%, right? So it's a good way to sort of understand that. I think that understanding at the end of the day permeates to so many different aspects of your life. So, you know, it's one thing to sweep things under the rug, which we always do, and we often do, and we get mad at ourselves because of it. But, you know, taking the extra step to really understand why everything is affecting you the way that it does is going to do wonders, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah. You know, that's I don't want to like talk about me a whole lot. I don't like doing that.
Why? Shea does.
No, I just, you know, I shared today in my stories, I'm pretty proud of myself. I gained 7 pounds over the past couple of weeks. I was discouraged. I literally got my ass kicked. I you know, sprained my neck, had to take steroids, had a concussion, feeling groggy, not feeling myself. I'm eating a ton of food, and I know I didn't want to go down that path, and I've been given this tool. It's like it's such a gift. Like, I didn't realize, I guess, until this past couple of weeks, you know, that like I've got it. I've got what it takes to make these good decisions now. Nice. You know, I know what I need to do, and you know, I'm only 23-ish months in, but it really kicked in this week. And I know we've been talking about non-scale victories, but like looking at that scale and seeing it go up to 180 and then down to 170 today, I couldn't help but just, you know, kind of like how Rob says, I'm going to quote Rob on this one. Damn. Right?
Damn.
No, but it was just like, wow, like I did that. Like I was able to take the tools that I've been given and the knowledge that I've been given and the strength that I've gained over the past 2 years and put it into action. And it like in less than a week, I was able to, you know, do the steps. I knew what I needed to do and I did it and then achieved even more. I'm now officially, as of today, at my lowest weight that I've ever been in my adult life. And I don't know if I'm necessarily like comfortable with this weight. Like I feel like, you know, like I don't know, maybe I should, you know, I'm not worried or anything, but like if I lose any more, I might get a little worried here and be like, hey, you know, maybe I need to do something different. But it's like I was able to get it off and some because I've changed my habits. I've changed my thinking about myself, about food, about my job, about, you know, just life in general. Just like it's such a transition. Like 3 years ago, me could not have done that. 2 years ago, me probably couldn't have done that, you know? And so it's such an awesome tool. And I know some of us aren't at that point yet, but it's coming. You're going to get there. Give yourself some grace, have some patience, learn these lessons. And before you know it, I don't know. I'll pat myself. I feel like a bit of a rock star. Like I did something, like I accomplished something, you know, like that was, I don't know.
I love watching how squirmy you are when
I know, right?
But you're practicing. I'm like, proud of you. Like you're practicing it. It can feel uncomfortable, but you're doing a good job.
Yeah. He's like, I'm really proud of myself, sort of. And
I'm just trying not to cry, you know. I'm trying not to, but no, like it's really cool, and to have everybody, you know, supporting on here on Instagram, and everybody that's, you know, still hanging in there with us, and it's a testament of how great this community is, how awesome bariatric surgery is, how life changing it can be, you know. I don't know. I think
you're missing a key point of how awesome you are. Like it's okay to say that and own that because it's true, right?
Thanks.
Say it.
Can we just get you? Yeah. Can we just get you like just saying it?
Yeah. Well, I think I said, you know, I feel like a rock star. I feel like, yeah, I'm pretty awesome.
No, that's not what. No, today. Don't say that. Say
no. You know, damn. What do you want me to say?
I Chris Murphy. I'm awesome.
Yeah.
We're working on it, guys.
We'll get him to say
We're working on it. One day at a time. Be proud of it. I think that's a great way to end the show tonight, guys. Murph is awesome. You guys should enjoy your victories and all the great things that we've all achieved, right? You know, everyone's done.
Self-compassion is not being conceited. I have to tell myself that a lot. Showing yourself and being honest and truthful about yourself and having self-compassion, that does not equal vanity.
Yes. And sometimes vanity is okay because I am pretty sure sometimes
we get enough of that from you, Rob. We don't need any more of that here.
So it's good to be here. This is the
low V-neck zone where Rob sits all the time.
Once you get up here,
probably should be.
Too much V. Even when it's not a V, when it's a U, it's still really low. Low U, low V, every letter.
Who has been on here this whole time with us? You guys, can you tell who's? I'm just curious.
I think Brittany, sleeved wife, has been here.
Brittany, yep.
I think Shan Mack.
Yeah.
My
Justin has been at the gym listening the whole time.
Thank you guys so
much. And on StreamYard, it looks like we still haven't gone live on my end, so I don't know. I'm not gonna be surprised if this isn't recorded.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any chats or any conversations happening here. Oh well.
We'll see. It's live on my end, but and Murph is dark. But all right, well, awesome, guys. Thank you so much again for joining us on another episode of the Waiting Table Podcast, where we're serving the weight loss community. The heck happened there? Yeah, you got it like sorta got it. So for everyone on Instagram, you have no idea what happened. I don't even know what happened on StreamYard either.
I heard 1 pound at a time. We'll roll with it. It's cool.
Yeah. There you go. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.